welcome back to the CoolFigurez channel. I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. The information on the channel stands for adult collectors and not children. And welcome to episode 55 of Coffee and Toys here on the CoolFigurez channel. And yes, guys, as you guys can see, I have continued to change up the studio just a bit. We will go into all of that. Obviously, this week's Coffee and Toys, next week's Coffee and Toys, future Coffee and Toys live guests, this week's toy haul, and of course this week's toy news, and so much more. But first, if you're new, then welcome. This channel is all about cool action figures, analyzing them, hunting them, taking pics of them, and of course playing with them. If that's your sort of thing, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and while you're at it, why don't you go ahead and hit that bell notification icon so you stay notified when I do upload new content. If you do enjoy this video or any other videos that I put out, please remember to give them a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. With that being said, guys, once again, welcome to episode 55 of Coffee and Toys. And yes, I did go in on that Mezco 112th Collectors Union t-shirt. That was just too cool of a thing for me, so I am wearing that. I am wearing that right now, and I absolutely love it. I didn't really like the Gomez, I have to admit. I didn't like what was it, Union Gomez or whatever they were calling him. I didn't order him, I didn't pre-order him, I didn't get him, but I really did dig the shirt because, you know, it's like a 112th collective union and stuff. I thought that was really cool. Then the toy page, he made a Slugfest gym shirt. That was really cool. But yeah, so I had to go in on this one, and I actually did pick up an extra Black Skull during the Mezco sale, and I was hoping that he would be here before I filmed this episode, so that way we would have an unboxing. Unfortunately, the mailman or the FedEx driver hasn't arrived yet, so maybe sometime midpoint through this video, you know, we'll get a knock on the door, and that'll be my Black Skull. So yeah, guys, as you guys can see, like I said, why don't we go ahead and just talk about the display and slash studio right now. I did go ahead and add a third DTOF. You know, I was really looking at it and I was like, I can fit one more, and I was like, it's just gonna cover a sliver of my window, a very small bit, and it does, but it's not enough to really matter, so that's the good thing. But I was like, I just need one more, and thankfully I was able to find one on offer up for $80 this time. I bought the two white ones for $140 a piece, or I'm sorry, not a piece, together, so that worked out to about $85 a piece. And this dark one, unfortunately, he only had the brown and not the white, you know, because I wanted to keep it all, you know, white and stuff. But I went ahead and just alternated the pattern to make it look like it was intentional. But he ended up giving it to me for $80, and unfortunately, I thought it was pre-built. He had a picture of it pre-built. Apparently, it's the one in his room, but I had to build this one on my own, so I got to see how difficult it is to actually build one of these. It's funny because I actually watched a tutorial video on how to build these, and I was like, oh, simple, I can do that. And the framing, simple, good, easy. It was the glass pieces that was just like, it took me and my mom a good hour to figure out how we were going to get it to go in with those, you know, plastic connectors in the back. If you didn't know, it definitely helps having a second person, and the way we did it is we put the two side pieces on, we put the connectors on them, and then she let them kind of go, you know, outwards a bit, and I went ahead and just slid the back piece in, and as it got close to the bottom, we kind of just pushed it into those plastic connectors, and then she brought the glass panels up, and I just, you know, pushed it in until it was secure. So if you happen to be building a DTOF and you run into the issue of the glass and all that, that's the best way I found how to do it. But like I said, you do need two people. I mean, the instructions also say you need two people, so I highly recommend you getting two people. So yeah, go with the two side glass pieces first, put the plastic connectors on those, and then have somebody slide the back piece in down, and then you guys can push them together. So yeah, I ended up building this third one right here, and I was like, you know what, I know my hot toy collection is gonna grow. It was already pretty crammed packed in just these two, so I went ahead and said fuck it and got a third, and I'm really happy that I did because it has enough space for my collection to grow. I kind of have like somewhat of an empty shelf right here, but I do have my 1000 Toys Halo Master Chief Halo Evolved figure and Halo 5 figure right there, just holding the space until I can fill it. I do have a completely empty one right behind me right here, so that's two right there that I can grow into and stuff. And as you can see, this one itself is actually pretty empty. This is my movie shelf, and I know you're probably thinking, well, Star Wars is a movie, Spider-Man's a movie, but no, this is my movie character shelf that I don't have like companion pieces to. Well, I shouldn't say that because I will eventually have one for Marty, and him and Doc will be in this shelf still with Einstein. But these are more like standalone movies where like there's only one or two main characters. So like Indy right here, we will definitely talk about this guy, but like him, Marty, Doc, and then there is going to be one more that I've already have locked down. I just have to meet the guy later tonight to put right there in the back. And if you can see, I have two, count them, two acrylic risers back there because the base he comes with is pretty large and it's going to look fucking awesome back there. And I could not be happier with the price I got for it. I will go over it next week when he's here on the table because I don't want to spoil this price. In fact, I'm going to leave it up to you guys. I want you guys to guess, who do you think is going to fit back there behind Marty and Indy? It is a single movie character, so, and it's, I know somebody I actually proposed this question on my Instagram story at CoolFigurez, and somebody actually said RoboCop, somebody said somebody else mentioned Doc, and then there were a lot of 80s, you know, like Rambo and stuff like that, like 80 movies, because obviously Indiana Jones and Back to the Future were 80s movies, and I didn't think about that, and I didn't think about that connection. I was just thinking, you know, singular characters in movies that I love. But this is not an 80s movie shelf, so this can be just a singular character from any kind of movie. So I'll kind of give you guys a hint, and this may be a giveaway. I'm debating, should I give you an easy giveaway one or one that is easy if you know it but not if you don't? And I think I'm gonna give you guys the harder one, but it's harder if you don't know the franchise, but if you know the franchise, you'll know it immediately. And the hint is sea turtles, mate. So that is your hint, guys. Let me know down in the comments below, who do you think is going to be fitting right back there behind Marty and Indy next week. So yeah, continuing on about the display, as you can see, I also put in all the pretty lights. Unfortunately, I am no expert at this. This is my first go around with this, and you can also see the pretty wires all along the edges, as you can see. But I'm honestly content with it. I can fiddle with it a little bit more later on. I'm thinking of rewiring it so that way they go backwards and up that way and through the little hole that's already provided in the DTOF, because these are little wires and stuff, so I can totally see them fitting through there. But I'm so content with just looking at this right now and staring at this wall of DTOFs. I come into my room and this is like a literal, like just a museum corner right here in my room, and I just stand here and I stare at it. And I know it gets kind of cut off in the camera angle, but I did also buy some Ambience atmosphere lights for the tops, and these are fucking amazing. I can change them between two colors. I can have them both the same colors. They can change colors while they react to music, sound. They can do their own thing, a bunch of great stuff through an app. And I went ahead and chose the red on this side, obviously, because that's kind of how the Batman movie was marketed. And I chose the blue just because, well, blue just looks badass, although you may see it turn green at some point, or they both may be green at some point. But I know it's kind of like, well, you have the Justice League here in the back. Yeah, it's just how it fits, guys. So don't think too much of it. But the thing is, I love those lights. I love the way it lights up those statues, and I love the way these DTOFs light up. And it's not only Hot Toys that I have in here. I also have some 9-inch Beast Kingdom figures, and also two Soap Studio 6-inch Batman Dark Knight figures and Joker figure. Those are all right here. They all have soft good clothing, and so I felt like it'd be best to put them in the DTOF. I had them up on a higher shelf so that way dust wasn't on them too much, and I was right. They would get a little dusty, but not as much as, say, the ones on any kind of lower level shelf down here, and so that kind of helped them out and whatnot. But I think putting them in the DTOF was the best idea for them. The other things I did include in my DTOF on the two bottom shelves, since they are the largest ones, were my Mezcos. I did originally have them all out on an open Neca street scene diorama on a raised shelf, and one of my biggest fears, like I said before, living in California, was waking up to an earthquake or coming home from an earthquake and seeing all my Mezcos on the floor, seeing Wolverine's claws broken in half, seeing Gomez's mandibles everywhere because they broke off when he hit the ground. And so I was like, you know what? I will sacrifice a shelf from one of my DTOFs to put them in there so that way I can make sure they're safe. Unfortunately, my collection is so large in my Mezco collection that they actually ended up taking up two bottom shelves, which is okay. Like I said, it's for their betterment and protection, and I'm a lot happier and less stressed out about them being up on an open diorama. As cool as it looked, as much as I love looking at them there, I feel so much better with them down here and in a glass case where if they happen to fall, they're not going to break. I did buy an acrylic riser for them. I bought the wrong size, so I do have two 12-inch ones on the way here from Amazon soon. So I'm going to have to redo both those displays. But yeah, I'm pretty content with the way this has come out so far. And yeah, guys, so that is the new upgraded studio, guys. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. With that being said, guys, why don't we go ahead and talk about this week's Coffee and Toys Live, which unfortunately, again, did not happen. I could not lock down two separate guests, so I kind of took it as a sign as, well, it's not meant to be. So I went ahead and continued working on my display, edited a few videos, and, got some other work done in its place. But, however, next week I will have Coffee and Toys, I promise you. Coffee and Toys Live on Wednesday. 10/19. The guest is to be announced, but I will get someone for sure, I promise you. Because the following week after that, we will be talking with Diorama Prints on October 26th. So looking forward to that. So yeah, guys, Coffee and Toys Live will return soon. It's just trying to get back into the swing of things, trying to get, content ready for you guys. Obviously, I've been kind of busy, redoing my display, my slash studio. So, yeah, plus work, training, and hanging out with my boy Blue over here, who is licking my bed, as always. Why are you licking my bed? Tastes good? Okay, I guess that's all that matters, right? It tastes good for him. So with that being said, guys, why don't we go ahead and talk about this week's toy haul? And why don't we go ahead and start off with this guy, even though I got him first. Let's start with this guy, because I'm going to go off with this guy, and I don't want to forget about him. So this is the brand new Mcfarland Toys Gold Label Target exclusive animated series Batman figure statue. And I say figure statue because it is basically the Mcfarlane toy figure, just with a new swooshing cape instead of it being just flat down. And honestly, this figure proved to me why I didn't waste my money buying the original release. If you can't tell, big top, no leg day, and well, weak ankles. So yeah, a combination of all that makes this figure very, very bad at standing. Even with a peg stuck through his foot, he kind of wants to do his own thing at times. He does come with some accessories. He comes with a batarang and a grapple gun, plus fisted hands and sea grip hands. And unfortunately, Todd had to go and put a bubble clamp box or thing that you have to peel off on the backing, so you can't even use the backing as like a backdrop for this, which would have been really fucking cool, but it is what it is. But as you can see, I'm having a hard time getting him to stand because his weak ankles. There we go. But yeah, the cool thing is it does also light up. It's a little misleading because when it's in the box it says try me, and you press this button and it kind of turns on, but as soon as you let it go, it turns off. And I was like, damn it, Todd, you came this close to making it such an amazing product. And then I flipped it over on the bottom and it said try me, off, on, and I was like, okay, let me try on. And honestly, this is honestly a solid product despite obviously the lack of leg muscle in this character, but that's honestly not even Todd's fault at this point because it's just the design of the character. What is Todd's fault is the weak ankle, so I will give him that. But this did actually surprise me. I have to admit, I really do enjoy it, and I know there's like a little empty space right there. That's because that's exactly where this is going to be going. The one thing I will say that would have made it 100 times better, and I know I said it's still good, is if the light would flicker like lightning. It just stays lit right here, but it would be really cool if it flickers like lightning, although that light does do that. It does have like a strobe effect that I could probably turn blue and just have it in the background, because this is a clear plastic right here, so that way the light on the diorama actually shines through it. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll throw the strobe light effect on that one, and you'll be able to see the lightning as if it's lightning. So yeah, like I said, this actually super surprised me, honestly. I like his figure slash statues. They look fucking cool. I have the other one, the Batman Year 2 one, and I was really looking forward to that one for a long time, and I'm super happy I have it. And this is just another great addition to that kind of I guess line in his multiverse thing. But yeah, like I said, still suffers from the same issues as the original Batman release. Small legs, top heavy, and I don't know if the original one had weak ankles because I never bought it, but this one does have weak ankles. However, the difference between the one that was originally released and this one, besides the cape, is that this one has a bit of cell shading on him, so you will see a little bit of blue lines on him where the blacks are and stuff. So yeah, pretty cool, pretty awesome, and like I said, I absolutely love it, and he is hitting Target stores, so if you want him, check your Target stores. So next up, why don't we go ahead and talk about Jones. This is a third-party 1/6 Indiana Jones. However, look at the likeness to Harrison Ford on this. Tell me that isn't just Harrison Ford on my shelf or on my table right here. I absolutely love this. When I saw this figure on a review, I was like, I need to have it. Thankfully, a local vendor at Frankenstein's had it, and originally I had asked him, and he said yes, he had it in stock for $250. This was a few months ago, and I was just kind of browsing, getting some pricing and stuff like that. And so I happened to message him again about a week ago, and I was like, do you still have this in stock? And he's like, yes, $225. And I was like, I'll be there today. And so I showed up, and he gave it to me, and I couldn't be happier, guys. This thing is fucking incredible. It literally looks like Harrison Ford. I love the whip, the gun, and on top of it all, the jacket is made of real fucking leather, guys. This is real fucking leather. It's not pleather. It's not going to deteriorate. It's actually going to look better the more it wears and tears, or not tears. I shouldn't say tears because I don't want it to tear, but the more it wears and everything, like, it's going to look a lot better. Even just me just crinkling it up, like giving it some wear, that's probably one of some people's gripes is like, oh, the jacket's too clean, but it's made of real leather. You can't beat that. I mean, super awesome. And yeah, so this likeness to Harrison Ford, it was just too amazing for me to pass up. And on top of that, the Hot Toys release of, Indiana Jones currently is going for about $800. And he went for $250, or $225, I should say. So yeah, it was a no-brainer for me. I had to pick this guy up. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this week's toy haul. Like I said, next week we will see who will be going between Indy and Marty, and he will be here on the table for next week's toy haul. Leave your comments down below. Who do you think that is? So with that being said, guys, there's no unboxing, unfortunately, for this week. So why don't we go ahead and talk about this week's toy news. So this is 1/6 scale, but it was brought to my attention today from a fellow collector, Austin Nicholas, that a third-party company will be doing a Batman and Robin 66 1/6 scale set, and the price is absolutely ridiculous. I cannot remember what it is, so I'll put it down as a caption right here, but when you see the price, you'll be absolutely surprised and astonished, and because the Hot Toys release is going for about $1,000 currently, so getting it for this price, unheard of. And on top of that, he said they will also be doing Penguin and Riddler, and where there's a Penguin and there's a Riddler, a Joker has to follow. So looking forward to this set. I definitely will be picking it up when it's available. But so with that 1/6 scale news out of the way, why don't we go ahead and get back into 1/12 scale news. So okay, why don't we get into this topic first? Let's just get it out of the way. Neca is fucking up again. They started off with the auto tee. Then they started off with not even posting product when they should have posted it. It was posted early, so it was sold out a lot sooner than it should have been. And then on top of that, they said they were going to restock it and let everybody know, but they restocked it before letting everybody know. And now on top of it, Walmart is canceling pre-orders. So the saga continues with this. Honestly, I'm done with Neca in a lot of sense, but I still like a lot of their products. And so that's the shitty thing about Neca, is that they put out some great products. However, their management is just absolutely shit. Randy Falk is a fucking idiot when it comes to a boss. And so, yeah, you heard me say that. He's a fucking idiot. So Randy, if you want to come on my Coffee and Toys live show, come on my Coffee and Toys live show, man up, answer the hard questions that I'm willing to ask you from us collectors. I'm not going to back down. I'm not going to kiss your ass and say, oh my god, I love your TMNT line, I love this, I love it. No, I'm going to ask you what the fuck is up with all this auto T bullshit. The auto T vault really rubbed me the wrong way as a collector, because they are supposed to be for the collectors. That's what they claim, right? In their whole slogan, we are for the collectors. However, when you create a virtual vault for people to store their products so that way they can resell them, that is not for the collectors. That is strictly for the resellers. I don't know any collector that would want their product to be stored. I know so many of us that as soon as we hit pre-order, we're already hounding the company, where the fuck is our product? So you can't tell me that there are collectors out there that don't want their product. Even people that collect in-box wanted to be able to display their in-box products. So you can't pretend like they want to store it in a virtual vault and somewhere that it stays in mint condition. No, because they too like to display their stuff. They want their tangible product. It makes absolutely no sense from a collector standpoint. There is absolutely no reason you can give that it would make sense from a collector standpoint, besides you guys just buying into this third-party resale market. And on top of that, why not just I understand why not letting Walmart handle the distribution, because it's shit and everything, but Auto T is just as bad. When you tell me it's going to take 15 days for you guys to even look at my order, to even look at it and consider to slap a label on it, that's not what collectors want to hear. You know, when you say it's in stock and you're partnered up with a company that's offering 2-day shipping, when on my app it's telling me I'm going to get it Wednesday, and when I go to claim it, it says, oh, we'll take a look at it in 15 days and then maybe we'll send it out. That makes absolutely no fucking sense, Neca. That is the dumbest, stupidest, most idiotic move any toy company could have made, besides maybe Hasbro taking away the windowless packaging. I mean, I don't know what's worse, you or them, because I mean, that's done absolutely nothing as well besides cause a bunch of headaches and problems for us collectors, and also a lot of the toy distributors in terms of like Target and Walmart, because they're getting a lot of returns, a lot of theft, and all this other kinds of stuff. But more so, that's more false advertising. I've heard that the image on the box has like pinless technology, better paint apps, and then you pull the figure out and, well, there are the pins and the paint apps are all shit. That is false advertising. You cannot put a better, perfect, more perfect product on a box and not provide that. That was the whole, it's a complete false advertisement. And I don't know why nobody's bringing this up. I mean, it's a class action lawsuit just waiting to happen. But anyways, Neca, we're talking about Neca today. So Neca is just on some kind of idiotic trip right now. I really don't know what they're thinking, and they're turning away a lot of their die-hard fans, and it's going to come back to bite them, I mean, when you do something that's specifically targeted to hurt the collectors, and I don't care, like I said, you can't give me a single reason how this was supposed to be for the collectors, making us jump through even more hoops to get our product. I wasn't going to get my product shipped to me until I claimed the code. How does that make any fucking sense? Why isn't it that the second I hit pay now or place order that I get my order shipped to me? Why is it that I get a code emailed to me, which I then have to go to a separate website, plug in said code, and claim? So yeah, it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever why this exists. Besides Randy Fogg just sticking a finger up his fucking ass to feel fucking something at this point, because honestly, I can't think of a fucking other reason, honestly. So fuck you, Randy. Fuck you, Neca. I don't know what else to say. And like I said, if you have an issue with that, man up, come on my show, let's talk. So why don't we go ahead and just move on over to the next topic, guys, and that being Mcfarlane toys, because they did announce a few new figures. There's actually not too much toy news this week, guys, so yeah, I mean, let's just enjoy the stuff that we did get. Starting off with the pre-orders for the Mcfarlane Toys DC Multiverse Megafig Frankenstein figure, which was first revealed at New York Comic Con along with Mongol. And as you can see, Todd decided to give him one fisted hand and one open hand, yet he gave Bane two open hands. And as you can also see, he continues to remove articulation. So yeah, it seems like Mcfarlane's also going down. He will be also raising his prices to $22.99 very soon, so be aware of that. Toddy Boy is going to be raising his prices. So we did also get 2 new superpower friends figures in that line, being Flash and the Batman Who Laughs. This is a line, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Just moving on. So moving on to Diamond Select. I do want to thank Diamond Select and their marketing manager, Zach O, for providing all the information and the images for this section of the news. Starting off with their brand new Marvel Zombie Minimates. Yes, coming to the Minimates line is the Marvel Zombies. Super cool, super awesome. I was really surprised on how great their Ninja Turtle ones were recently, and these ones honestly look amazing as well, guys. We will also be getting another Marvel Zombies product in the form of the Shop Disney exclusive Gallery Zombie Cap. This thing looks absolutely gnarly, and I would love to add this to my collection if I have the chance to. If I see it somewhere in stock, I will. I know it's a Shop Disney exclusive, but sometimes they carry it in Downtown Disney and all that stuff, so maybe I'll go one day, see some stuff, and maybe I'll come across it. But moving on, they did also announce a 1/6 scale mini bust of Moth Gideon. This thing is hyper detailed, looks very much like the actor, who is also the actor that plays, I believe, the owner of, what was it, Los Boyos in Breaking Bad. Phenomenal actor. I absolutely love him in Breaking Bad and in Star Wars. But last but not least, we are also getting a Revenge of the Sith 1/6 scale Obi-Wan. Now the detailing in his Jedi robes is absolutely phenomenal. You can see it even from a distance. It looks so great. So yeah, guys, that is it in terms of this week's toy news. Like I said, a very small week. I mean, we did just have New York Comic Con last weekend, so it makes sense that they kind of blew another big load, and now they're kind of recovering. As you can see, Mcfarland's was already stuff that we had seen revealed at New York Comic Con. It is just now up for pre-order, and so Diamond Select is all new and whatnot. But yeah, super excited to see what's going to be coming up for the holiday season. I feel like we're going to get a real big push of products because Christmas is less than 2-3 months away, guys. I mean, Halloween's coming up very quickly, and so I feel like product is just going to be shoved in our face super fast. Thankfully, I personally am out pretty much out of any and all budgetary toys. I don't think I'm collecting any more Black Series. I don't think I'm collecting any more Mcfarlane toys, besides maybe some Mega Figs. And, well, I need one more collect-to-build figure for the Starro, so that Green Lantern one. I will be buying that just for the Starro piece. And then, like, Superboy Prime and the Wonder Woman of that wave, he will be going on offer up for sale because I have no need for him. I'm trying to see, what else am I out of? I'm out of the Spartan collection. I'm no longer buying the Spartan collection. I may just buy Arbiter if I come across them for a decent price. I'm trying to look at, see. Really the only thing, I know I said fuck Neca, fuck Randy and all that stuff, but like I said, this is just the horrible truth about Neca, is that I'm still collecting Neca. I still need that last Ronin line, and I think Mad Hatter kind of was almost on track when he described Neca. He said, Neca's the girl with the good personality that just keeps picking the wrong boyfriend to, connect with, in terms of like Walmart and stuff like that. I see it as more as like Neca's the hot girl because, all the product is fire. Their products are just fucking amazing. But with the absolute shittiest of shit personality. And on top of that, she has like that ugly laugh that you just don't even want to listen to. You kind of don't even want to make her laugh because you're just like, fuck, do I even want to put myself through that torture? So that's Neca. It's the pretty girl with the shit personality. She's rude to the waitstaff. She's rude to everybody. She's rude to you. And you kind of just sit there and you're just like, but you're so pretty. And you kind of just take it and accept it. So unfortunately, that is my description of Neca at this point. I'm sure a lot of you can agree. Let me know down in the comments below, how would you describe Neca? Would you describe her the way I describe her? Or I don't even know why I'm calling Neca her at this point. Oh man, it's just a whole thing, man. But yeah, like I said, Mad Hatter had a pretty good spin on it. If you don't know who Mad Hatter reviews this, definitely check him out here on YouTube. He will actually be a future guest on Coffee and Toys Live, potentially this coming week. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, guys, that pretty much wraps it up for this week's episode of Coffee and Toys. Not too much. Like I said, New York Comic Con just happened. But I'm pretty sure in the next week or two, we will be getting quite some news. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this week's episode of Coffee and Toys. And there is no live after this portion, so I will say, if you haven't already, please follow me over on Instagram at CoolFigurez. And also check out my separate Instagram account, Epic Shots by CoolFigurez. That's where I post my more thought out, planned out, more edited toy pics. And if you guys happen to like unboxings, I haven't really posted on there in a long time, but I do have a lot of unboxings on my TikTok at CoolFigurez. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to me here on YouTube at CoolFigurez. With that being said, guys, I've been your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. And as always, have a great fucking day. Oh yeah, if you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. If you enjoyed those pics, you can find the full images over on Instagram at CoolFigurez. And I do also have a separate Instagram account for my more thought out, planned out, more edited pics called Epic Shots by CoolFigurez. Check it out. If you like what you see, leave me a follow there as well. And if you guys like unboxings, check me out over on TikTok at CoolFigurez. That's where I post all of my unboxings. And check me out every Sunday for Coffee and Toys, a weekly toy news toy talk podcast where we will go over all the latest and great toy news, reveals, pre-orders, weekly toy haul, and so much more. And join me every Wednesday over on Instagram for Coffee and Toys Live, where I will speak to a new guest every week about toys, toy hunting, toy photography, and so much more. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to listen to me talk about toys. I really do appreciate it.